Hey everybody, it's Paige, and today's video is going to be my updated everyday makeup drawer slash shop my stash video. I did one of these in December, but since it's the new year, I figured we would go ahead, start fresh, switch things out. So basically, I'm going to show you guys my current everyday makeup drawers, which are these two right here. I'm going to go through them, take some stuff out, keep some stuff in, and then I'm going to go over to my makeup collection and pull some new items or some old items that I haven't used in a while. And yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. I have an entire playlist of these videos on my channel, so if you want to check those out, I will link the playlist down below. But anyway, if you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's go ahead and get started. I always get a ton of questions on these videos, so I'll kind of run through the answers to those frequently asked questions. My organizers are from Marshall's, these little black ones. I got them a long time ago, but you can find them at Marshall's, TJ Maxx, Home Goods, that kind of thing. Also, my desk is from IKEA. It's the Mickey table. I have two of them and I love them so much. And then yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. You're gonna have to excuse my nails because I have not been able to go get them done and they look tragic. So anyway, we're gonna start over here with my powder section. This is the NARS Translucent Crystal Powder. I used this a few times and I feel like it doesn't really do anything. I'm not really a big fan of this. I'm not ready to declutter it, but I am going to take it out of the drawer because I don't know. I'm not really a fan of that as of right now. I could change my mind, but the first few times I've used that have not been good. I am, of course, keeping my Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in here. This is my Holy Grail powder. I love it so much. Just a warning, it does have a very heavy fragrance of like a perfume or something, so keep that in mind, but it is so freaking good. I just bought a fresh one a month or so ago, and I love it. I have the shade Pound Cake. This is the Charlotte Tilbury airbrushed powder, and I have it in the shade medium too, and it's actually too dark for me at the moment, so I am going to put this back in my makeup collection, and I'm interested in purchasing a lighter shade so that I can actually use it now, but I'm gonna kind of hold off and maybe play around with that more during the summer. This is the Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder from Laura Mercier. This is actually also a little bit too deep for me at the moment, so I'm going to put this back in my collection and wait until I have a little bit more of a tan. This is also in the shade 2, by the way. And then the last powder that I have in here is from Fenty Beauty. This is the Pro Filter powder. I love this powder, but I did use it a lot while it was in my drawer, so I'm going to take it out and switch it for something else. Moving on to this section back here, this has concealers and setting sprays. I have these two setting sprays, the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Longwear Setting Spray and the Lila B A Glow Face Mist. I'm going to put the Hard Candy one back since I used it quite a bit and I really love this setting spray. It's awesome. And I'm going to keep the Lila B one in here just because I'm trying to use it up so that I can just, you know, get my entire money's worth, and then I will not be repurchasing it just because it's so expensive and there's so many other setting sprays out there that are just as good for a much less price. So yeah, I'm gonna keep the Lila B one in here and put the Hard Candy one back. And then I have these two setting sprays. These are also ones that I'm trying to use up at the moment. I have a little mini of the Smashbox Primer Water, which I used once, and I would say it's like halfway gone. So I'm gonna keep that in here just until I use it up. And then same with the ColourPop Fresh AF Energizing Mist. I love this setting spray. This is a good example of like a cheaper alternative to the Lila B A Glow setting mist. I think this one is just as good and it's much less expensive. This is just the mini size, but the full size is only like $8. So I love this ColourPop setting spray. It's actually 4th Ray, but owned by ColourPop, you get it. I'm keeping both of these in here. I have these e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealers in here that I actually ended up using quite a few times, and initially I didn't love them, but the more I've used them, the more I've liked them. I still don't think they're a necessity by any means, but I have enjoyed sort of playing with them on lighter makeup days, but I have used them quite a bit, so I'm going to take them out of my drawer and put them back in my makeup collection. I have my brush in here. This is the Morphe Y6, I think. Yes. This is just a flat top brush that I use to apply my ColourPop Pretty Fresh Concealer, which I use like all over my face as sort of like, you know, not like as a foundation, but just on like no makeup days. It just evens out my skin tone and it has a really nice finish. I don't set it with powder or anything. This is actually almost empty. I don't know if you can tell, but I've been like scraping the sides, but I am going to keep this duo in here because this is something that I cannot live without. I have these NARS concealers, which I absolutely love. The potted one is like a soft touch matte concealer or something, and the other one is the Radiant Creamy Concealer. I love both of these so much, but I did use them a lot over the last couple months, so I am going to put these back in my collection, but I highly recommend both of these. I sort of fell in love with the soft Radiant Creamy Concealer. Wait, no. NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. It's really amazing, and I highly recommend either of these, depending on what you're looking for. I didn't really get to play around with this Milani concealer again, so I'm going to keep this in here. I think I only used this once, and I don't recall loving it, so I definitely want to play around with this, mixing it with some other products, and seeing if it's any better, because I love this the foundation. The Conceal and Perfect foundation is amazing. I want to love the concealer just as much, so I'm gonna keep that in here. I have the Hourglass Veil Concealer and the Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer. I'm gonna put the Huda Beauty one back since I've had that in here for a really long time, but I'm still gonna keep the Hourglass one in here just because I love it so much, and I want to have like a really, really good concealer that's full coverage that I know I love in my drawer at all times, so that's what I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna put my Rare Beauty concealer back. I used this a couple times, like literally 2, maybe 3 times since it was in my drawer, and it's alright, but I'm still not a huge fan of it. I don't want to declutter it, but I don't need it like right here in my everyday makeup drawer, so that can go back as well. Moving on to this section here, I have primers and foundations. I have these 2 Drugstore primers. I have the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer. This one is amazing. I highly recommend it. It's sort of like a dupe for the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. It's incredible. The e.l.f. one is the Matte Oil Control Primer. I feel like this just makes my skin very oily and does the opposite of what it says. It's like a silicone-based primer. I'm just not really a fan of those, so I'm going to take it out of the drawer. I do want to keep it on hand just so that I have a silicone-type primer, but it's definitely not something that I need in my everyday makeup drawer. So I'm going to go ahead and take both of these out because I got a ton of use out of the Hard Candy one, and I don't love the e.l.f. one enough to keep it in here. The other primer that I had in here is the Wet n Wild Primer Serum, and this is actually really good. I probably used this 5 or 6 times, and it's nice and hydrating. It's nothing too crazy. It's not like my favorite, but it is really good. Like, I really like it. I would recommend it, but I just prefer more of like a thick primer. This one's very thin and watery, and I just like a thicker primer personally, but it's still really good. I have these 2 NARS foundations in here. I actually use both of them quite a bit. They're both a little bit too dark for me at the moment, but I'm actually going to take them both out just because I got a ton of use out of them. I could definitely get away with the shade. They're in the shade Santa Fe, but I could totally use a lighter shade. This is the like natural radiant wear one on the left, and then the soft matte complexion one on the right. Both of them are amazing. I truly enjoy both of them for different reasons, so love these, but they are leaving the drawer. And then I have these 2 foundations. We have the Makeup Forever Ultra HD and the Hourglass Stick Foundation. I haven't used the Hourglass one yet, and I used the Makeup Forever one once. These are both relatively new to my collection. I think I got them both in December, maybe November, but I'm actually going to keep both of these in here since I don't think I got to use them enough. In these 2 compartments, I have highlighters, blushes, and bronzers. I'm going to take the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude Glow highlighter out of my drawer. I used this a ton. I really like this. It's a nice subtle highlighter. It's not really what I was expecting, but I still really enjoy it, but I did use it a lot, so I'm going to switch it out for something else. I'm also going to take these 2 out. I absolutely love the Pixi by Petra Glowy Glossomer Duo. It's amazing. I love it so much. I think you can tell. And the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter in Golden Flower Crown is also really nice. I used both of them a lot mostly the Pixie one, but I'm ready to switch it up and put some new highlighters in here. I'm actually also going to take out my MAC Soft and Gentle. I used this quite a bit. I love this highlighter. It's so pretty. It's a classic, but I want to play with some of my other highlighters and switch things up a bit. This is the L'Oreal Blush Please in the shade Blushin' in Saint Tropez. This is a really pretty color. I actually prefer the other shade. It's called Blushin' in Riviera, I think. This one's a little bit deeper. I feel like the glitter is chunkier in this one, and it kind of looks a little funky sometimes. It's not my favorite. I actually love the Blushin' in Riviera one. I think this one's a little bit deeper as well. I just think the other one flatters my skin tone better, but the actual formula of these is amazing. But I am going to take this out of the drawer. I'm also going to take my Laura Mercier Sangria blush out of here just because I used it quite a bit. It's a little bit more of like, I don't know, December-y feeling to me, so I'm going to switch it out for something else. And then we have these. Oh my gosh, you guys. These are the bite-sized blush duos from e.l.f. These are amazing. I use the shade Watermelon. That's the one that's on top. I actually haven't used the other one, which is called White Peach. But the shade Watermelon is such a gorgeous color. I love it so, so much. I'm actually going to keep these in my drawer, even though I used the Watermelon one a ton. I really love this formula, and it's only like $3 or $4, which is awesome. And yeah, I love them enough to keep them in here another round. This is my Revlon Skin Lights bronzer. I have used this a ton, so I'm going to take it out. But this is actually probably my favorite drugstore bronzer. It's amazing. I highly recommend it, but I need to switch things up. This is the Maybelline City Bronzer. I actually used this a lot over the last month, and I really like it. And I'm actually going to keep it in here because even though I used it a lot, I still want to use it some more. So we're keeping this one in here. I have this in the shade 200, by the way. And then we have the Butter Bronzer, which I have sort of re-fallen in love with over the last month. And I really love this product. I hate the scent of it, but I love the actual formula and the color and everything. But I am going to take this out because I used it a ton and pull some new products to try. This last section over here is lip products, so I'm just going to speed through this part and then I'll show you what I'm keeping in here and what I'm taking out. As for products that I'm keeping in here, I am keeping my KKW Beauty lip liners in here. I use those all the time. Those are my favorite lip liners, especially the shade 0.5. This one is my all-time favorite. It's so good. I'm also keeping this Revlon matte lipstick in here. This is in the shade Untold Stories. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it so much. This is Heartthrob from Buxom, another gorgeous nude color that I'm going to keep in here. I'm going to keep MAC Honey Love in here. And finally, I'm going to keep NARS Belle de Jour in here as well. I'm putting these three back. We have the Kylie Cosmetics liquid lipstick in Posy K, the Potassium Cosmetics lip gloss in Roscato, and the Filler Instinct from NYX in the shade Sparkling Please. I love all of these. I'm just gonna, you know the drill, switch it out so that I can play with something else. I'm also putting back my Fenty Gloss Bomb set that I got in November or so, just because I've used it a ton and I want to put some other glosses in here, but I absolutely love these so much. I'm putting MAC Whirl back into my makeup collection. I didn't get to use this, but I have some other MAC lipsticks that I want to add to my drawer, so I figured I would put this one back for now. I'm putting these two glosses back. We have the Charlotte Tilbury Collagen Lip Bath in Refresh Rose, along with this CoverGirl Exhibitionist lip gloss. There's actually no color on here, so I don't know what shade this is. I just have used these quite a bit, so time to put it back. I actually have used this one quite a bit. This one I haven't used, but I don't think I'm going to reach for this peachy pink color at the moment, so I'm going to put that one back. And then finally, we have these two glosses. We have the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Moon, which is a dupe for Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fussy. and the Patrick Ta lip gloss in She's an Influencer. It's just time to switch these ones out. And then we have the second drawer. This one has mostly eye products and like palettes and things. This first section is not going to change at all. I already know. I already sort of went through it. I just have like, you know, open mascaras, eye primers, and some brow products that I'm trying to use up. So that section is going to stay the same. Same with the lashes section. I don't think I've worn lashes since I last did this video. So those are going to stay the same. But I will go through the palettes over here. I guess I'll speed through this part as well and then show you the ones I'm keeping in here and taking out at the end. Okay, so as for palettes that I'm keeping it in here, I have some Elmar Cosmetics palettes that I did not get to use since the last time I did this. So we have the Colorette Blush Trio in the shade Rich/Dark. Absolutely stunning blushes. I definitely need to use those. I also have the shade Medium Tan, which has even more gorgeous blush shades, and I love this formula. They recently redid their packaging and shades and everything. And then I have the Hydrating Complexion Trio in the shade, I actually don't know what the shade name is, but it's the lightest one, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I'm gonna keep those in here. I'm also keeping this NYX Diamonds and Ice palette in here. This is a gorgeous highlighter, and I only used it the one time that I filmed the review, so I definitely need to play around with that some more. I also have this L'Oreal bronzer. It's just big, so it can't fit in the other section, but I actually don't think I used this, so that's gonna stay in here. So is the Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer in the shade Reserve Your Cabana. I see Kelly Strack use this all the time, and I used to use it as a highlighter, but I want to use it as like an under eye setting powder, and I've had it in here for a while meaning to do that, and I still haven't, so that can stay. I'm also going to keep my Hearts of Nude palette from With Love Cosmetics in here since Valentine's Day is around the corner. This is a gorgeous palette. It is so pretty, and I love the little pan shapes, and I used this once and it was amazing, so I definitely want to play around with that some more. And then finally, I am keeping the Nudie No. 2 palette. This is my favorite eyeshadow palette at the moment. So gorgeous. I love the way that it looks. I love the finishes. I love everything about it. It's so amazing. I have raved about this palette nonstop. I wear it all the time, and yeah, it's awesome, and I can't live without it, so it's staying in here. As for the palettes that I'm taking out, we have the Nikki's Tutorials and Beauty Bay palette. I love this palette. It's just really big and takes up a lot of space, and I keep it in the drawer, like right there anyway, so that can go back. I'm also putting the Smoke Show palette back. I did use this once, but I just want to switch it up. Then we've got the Naughty Nude palette from Huda Beauty. This is a gorgeous palette, but I did use this quite a bit, so that can go back. I'm also going to put back the Too Faced Cocoa Contour palette. I love this palette, especially this shade right here, which is called Medium Contour. But I want to pick a new face palette to put in here. I'm going to put back my mini Zendo palette from Natasha Denona. I love this palette. I've used it a ton. It's amazing. Speaking of Natasha Denona, I think they just posted pictures today of the mini Love palette maybe, and it looks so cute. I'm also going to put the At Forest Sight palette back just because I've used it a lot. Then we've got the Profusion Mauves palette, another awesome, very affordable palette. I think it's only like $5. It's amazing, but I've used it quite a bit, so time to switch it up. Then we have the KVD Vegan Beauty Edge of Reality palette. I only used this once, but I think I'm ready to put it back. I loved my eye look when I wore it. I just want to kind of switch it up a little bit, and this has been in here for quite some time, but the formula is very unique and super awesome. I would recommend this palette. It's very nice. And then finally, I'm taking out the Eternal Eclipse palette just because I don't really reach for these colors a ton. But if I am going to, I know that I have this palette and I can go just grab it from my drawer over there. So that is everything that's in my drawers slash that I'm taking out of my drawers. So now it's time to go over to the makeup collection and grab some new stuff to play with. Alright guys, we are over at my makeup collection now. I have all of the products that I'm putting back sitting on top of here, so it looks a little messy, but it's fine. We're just going to go in order of, like, application, I guess. So we're going to start with primers, which is this drawer right here. I pulled out 3 primers, so I'll probably put 2 or 3 back. I feel like I haven't used this Tatcha Liquid Canvas one in a while, so I think I'm going to pull that. And then maybe one of these. I'm also going to grab these 2. We have the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Primer and the Longwear Primer from Hard Candy. These are both like sort of new. The e.l.f. one I've used multiple times. It's a very sticky primer, but I want to keep playing with it because it's awesome that it makes my makeup last all day long, so it's sort of like worth it, even though I don't really like the scent or the texture kind of feels a little funky. And then this one I feel like I don't really remember my thoughts on it, so I'll pull those 3 primers. I am putting back 2 foundations, so I'll probably just grab like 2. I have not used this foundation in so long. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. Honestly, it might be expired, but we're gonna put it in the drawer and try it out and see how it goes. And then maybe I will grab, there's this one here from Laura Mercier. This is the Flawless Lumiere. Oh my gosh, that car is so loud. Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation. I don't think I've ever tried this before, so I will pull that one as well. I'm actually putting back 6 concealers, so we're gonna grab a few. I'm gonna grab this ColourPop No Filter Concealer. I haven't used that in a while. I'm also gonna grab the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. This is the original one. I guess I'll grab Light Peach. This is probably the shade that I want to use, but I might grab this one also. This is Medium Peach, so I'll grab those 2. Ooh, I haven't used my Pat McGrath concealers in so long, and I forgot how much I loved these. So, what shade did I like? I can't even remember what shade I liked. I guess we'll go with L3, and then if I need to switch it, I will. And then I'm also going to grab this one. This is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I haven't used this in forever, so I'll grab that one as well. Okay, for powder, I'm going to grab the Juno & Co. Juno Blur Makeup Setting Powder. This is awesome. I love it so much. And then maybe we'll grab the Beauty Bakery Flour Powder. I feel like I don't love that one, but we're going to play around with it a little more. And then, should I grab a pressed powder? I think I'll grab the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder as my last one. For bronzers, I think I'm going to grab this one from Kaleidos. Is this medium? Yeah, this looks like the medium one. So I'm going to grab this. This is in the shade Warm and Medium. And then maybe I'll grab, I think I'll grab this Fenty bronzer. It's in the shade Shady Biz. And I'm actually going to put the butter bronzer back. I think, even though I said I was going to take it out, I think I'm going to put it back in my everyday makeup drawer. And then for blush, I only took out 2 blushes, but I feel like there's maybe a little bit room, so maybe I can add 3 blushes. So we will grab, this is so hard. I guess we can grab MAC Peaches. I don't remember when the last time I had that in my drawer was. It could have been recently and I'm just forgetting. I'll also grab this Patrick Ta blush in the shade She's Passionate. We will grab maybe a NARS blush. I'll go for NARS Orgasm because it's a classic. We're also gonna grab Fresco from Laura Mercier because I need to take out a Laura Mercier one in order for them to fit. So this is one I don't think I've used. Now it's highlighter time. For highlighter, I think I will grab a Becca highlighter. How about we do Opal? Is that a good idea? Let's do Opal from Becca. That is such an old highlighter. What else could we do? I'm also gonna grab Fort de France from NARS. I think I'm gonna grab this e.l.f. highlighter. This one is in the shade White Gold. And then we will come down here to my second highlighter drawer and grab something from here. I'm actually gonna grab Star Island from Ofra. I feel like that's a really pretty highlighter, and I don't really use my Ofra products that often. Oh boy, this will be interesting. I'm actually gonna come over to these drawers for a second. This is where I keep my new stuff. So I have some new things that I totally forgot about. Like this Revlon Color Stay Foundation. I really want to try this out. So I think I'm going to take that out. Same with the Revlon Color Stay Concealer. These I totally forgot about these. I definitely need to try out those primers. And then I have these lip products and this mascara from L'Oreal and this powder from One Size. Okay, so I put back the Hard Candy Primer, and I'm going to try to fit these two from Milani that I just recently put in a makeup haul, I think. I'm also going to put these Revlon foundations that I got in a PR package in my drawer if I can fit them. If not, I'll just set them on top of my vanity. I'm going to add this mascara from L'Oreal because I really want to try it. I also am going to get the One Size powder and put it in there. And I put back the Beauty Bakery one. And then I have some lip products here. I have 3 MAC lipsticks. We have Cream Cup, Blankety, and Snob. And then I have this Fenty Gloss Bomb Cream in the shade Fenty Glow. And then I have this Wet n Wild lipstick in the shade Skinny Dipping. For setting sprays, I'm putting the Hard Candy one back. And maybe I'll go for a Milani one. This is the Make It Last. We'll try this one. Moving on to glosses. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be an absolute mess. I guess I'll pull them out first. Ooh, this one I haven't used in a while. This is the Lemonade Gloss from Dominique Cosmetics in the shade Peach Tea. I'll grab that one. I'll grab this NYX Butter Gloss in the shade French Cookie. Is that what it's called? No, Fortune Cookie. I'll do Alamar Cosmetics in the shade Birthday Suit. I love this color so much. I'll also grab this Buxom Gloss in the shade Erica. That's such a pretty, like, sparkly pink color. I'm also going to pull this e.l.f. gloss in the shade Champagne Glam. I've actually been using this a couple times recently and I really like it. I'm gonna grab Dance Floor Princess from Charlotte Tilbury. It's a lipstick. And then for liquid lipsticks, I want to try these Kokie ones. So I'll grab this one in the shade Nirvana. And maybe this one in One Wish from Kylie Cosmetics. And then I'm also going to grab this lifter gloss from Maybelline in the shade Pearl. And then finally, moving on to palettes, I'm going to look in here. This is my face palette drawer. And I'm going to pick something. I'm going to grab this. This is the contour kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I haven't used this in ever, I don't think. So I'm going to pull this as a face palette. And anything from here? Probably not. And then we've got eyeshadow palettes. So I think I'm just gonna look through these really quick and then I'll show you the ones that I am picking out. Okay, so these are the palettes that I'm grabbing. We've got this one from Juvia's Place. This is the Berries by Juvia's Place. They have come out with so many cute little 6-pan palettes and I really want to order some. So I thought I would play with this one for now. That's like gorgeous pink colors. We have the Huda Beauty Topaz Obsessions, which I have never used. But those colors are so pretty. We've got ColourPop Cloud Spun. This is a new palette to me. I got it in December. So freaking gorgeous. I have my mini Alila palette right here. I don't know how you say this, but this palette is gorgeous. I love the colors. That's also from ColourPop. We've got the Amrezy palette from ABH. Love this palette, and I haven't used it in a while, so I thought I would grab that one. And then I also just got this. This is the Soleil Belle palette from Laura Lee Los Angeles, and I love the Nudie No. 2 one so much. So I thought I would grab this one and play around with it. It's just like a small little palette. And then we have this one, which is a big palette. This is from Morphe. This is the 35XO palette. Once again, I thought this would be cute for Valentine's Day, so this is what it looks like. I haven't used it yet. They recently sent this to me in PR, so I thought I would pull this out and play with it. So I'm going to organize everything into the drawers, and I will show you the final product. Alright, you guys, so here is the finished product. I have everything organized into here. It all fit really nicely. I did have to put the Juno & Co. powder back because it wouldn't fit. These powders are just kind of bulky, so I only have 3 powders this time. I also couldn't fit those foundations from Revlon, so I just stuck them right there, and that'll also help me remember to try them out. But everything else fit perfectly. I got all those primers in here, the lip products, the bronzers, blushes, and highlighters. This was kind of tricky to fit actually, but I kind of got it. These drawers are very shallow, like short, so sometimes products like this, when it's standing up on its side, it'll hit the top of this and it won't fit, so you kind of have to angle them back. But yeah, that's my everyday makeup drawer, my first one of January. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. I hope everyone's doing great. I hope everyone's year is going well so far. And I hope everyone stays nice and safe and healthy and happy. So anyway, I love you guys so much. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.